welcome back to the channel. My name's Neil Sask Riker. So glad you could join us. This is just a quick follow-up to the product video. I didn't include this one in because there's been a lot of stuff that's been sitting around since last year that I'm trying to get on to the Joker. This one was one of those ones that I had tucked away and actually, to be very honest with you, had forgotten about until I got an email from the company asking, if everything was going well. And unfortunately, things are not going well. I don't like doing these kind of things, but I'll just show you what has happened to me, and you can take it for what it's worth. The company is called Lightmode, and you see their ads all over the place. And you saw me kind of reviewing kind of what the elements and everything are for the system. I was a little more meticulous about the installation than even the gentleman who owns the company, I'm assuming, on the YouTube video showing you how to lay out the light strips themselves along with the controller at the back and everything. So what I did was, because these are very stiff, straight pieces, and I can't remember whether they're not LEDs, they're another technology. So I laid them out on the helmet as to how it would look, making sure to kind of avoid any kind of moves and creases. I've got three helmets. I've got a 3/4, a full face modular, and a half helmet. And the full face is a center with the built-in Bluetooth communication system in it. So it's matte black. I like the look of it. I thought this would really kind of accentuate the green stripes of light that are on this product. So laid it out. I actually kind of used some painter's tape just to kind of position where I wanted them to be so they look symmetrical, because I would hate to put one on and go, that's not where the other one should be. So I did that with both. Laid out where the controller is at the back to make sure that I had enough connection points for it, because there's another glue spot that the Lightmode connector has to go into, and I'm kind of playing with it now because the connector just came off. Got all that done. There's a 3M tape on the back, so what I did was I started it, pulled it back, and held the actual strip down and peeled everything off underneath. Now, in the video and the instructions, it says try not to reposition this light too many times, because the glue on the back of these strips is not going to work after. And obviously, if you pull something on and off, the adhesion is not going to be there. So I had not moved this since the spot it was on. Laid everything down, and again, because the product is fairly stiff when you do it, kind of held it down, and then I put some more tape on the front and the back end just to make sure that the curve of the helmet was being matched. And again, these are for helmets, so this should work. Put the controller on the back, and then put it away. So when I did the review on the products, and you're going to be getting another one next week on some more products that I did, I've completely forgotten about this, did all the video editing and everything for it, and then came down to the studio and looked around and went, oh, forgot about this helmet setup with Lightmode. The email was the one that kind of triggered saying, what do you think? And I ultimately emailed them back and said, unfortunately, it failed for me. It did not work. And there was two reasons why. First of all, they're sticking out. And I don't know if you can see this, but there is some residue from the tape. And this is, like I said, this is how I found it. I'd left it in the rack back here and hadn't touched it for about a month. You get a 30-day return guarantee, but again, like I said, I'd forgotten all about it. So, lesson learned, follow the instructions for the returns. I should have checked this here. And then there's the controller on the back with the wiring, which, as you can see, has pulled out some of the tape on the back. So I'm thinking, okay, well, why is the tape the issue here? This should be, you keep saying, it's going to adhere to it. Well, I stick it down, and it's not staying. And this is supposed to be this VHB stuff that's supposed to adhere in the package. Now, you can tell that they know that this tape is not going to hold, because in the package, they send you more tape. Well, if it's leaving this residue and it's being an issue sticking it down, I question your technology to begin with. If you know you're going to be putting this on a helmet, helmets are round. As you can see, this is flat material. This is a round material. So you're going to have to figure out your technology that's going to work for the majority of the helmets. And I understand that that's what they've got to do, is find something that's going to do. And that's the other thing, is if you're wondering whether this is right for you, go on Lightmode's website, and they've got templates that you can print off, cut, and put on your helmet, which I should have done, because this helmet is fairly flat. There are no ridges except for back here. There's a bit of a ridge down at the bottom here. I don't know if you can see it all that well. It's kind of a style piece that goes up to here. Well, that's where it's not holding, but the other places it's not holding is on the flat, no ridge part here, and it's coming off. Well, I don't want residue on my helmet, so I'm going to be removing this off of here. The wiring on the back is, it just looks a little junky. The other issue, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it to you, there it's on. It looks super cool. It really does. I've got to find it where it's going to do the fast flash. I'm going to hold this up to the microphone. I don't know if you can hear it, but there is a high-pitched squeal on here. And I put the helmet on and I'm going, what is that noise? Like it says beep, 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 beep as the light is flashing. So I told Lightmode, first of all, your stuff doesn't stick. And then second of all, this controller or the light itself is making some noise. So I'm going to read to you exactly what Lightmode sent back to me in their email. The high-pitched sound is a normal behavior for all types of EL inverters, a necessary component of the controller of the Neutron S kits. Here's how they get, and they don't mention this noise ever on anything that I've ever seen. So if you're coming across this and going, why have I not heard this before? Because you're not supposed to hear it, because the next line says, while riding, the noise of the engine, traffic, and gushing wind mask the high-pitched sound. So they know that there is a high-pitched sound, they're just not telling you about it. We haven't really noticed or thought about it. Further, we have sold thousands of these kits over the years and have had many repeat customers who found the product perfectly usable. Perfectly usable, not a great term that you'd want to be using on here. It says our printable templates can be downloaded prior to purchase so that the customer can decide if a particular kit will be suitable for this helmet. In case you don't have it, here's the leaflet that shows it. And again, they have the extra stickies and everything on showing that. It says all come with 2 pieces of 3M VHB double-sided adhesive tape, which is there to help the EL tapes, the light strips, that don't stick in some spots. So they know they're not going to stick in some spots. And I'm thinking, you've spent all of your technology on the lights, but none on the adhesive to hold it to the helmet. I don't get it. Like I said, I don't like, doing negative reviews on things. I'm not calling this a negative review. I'm just saying this does not work for me. So unfortunately, I was all jacked to get this on, maybe do some night riding with this LED or EL, whatever they're calling it, technology on. And again, it was kind of a funky look to it, that Tron kind of feel to it. But unfortunately, like I said, I was meticulous about all the tape. Now, I'm not going to be adding on more tape. I'm going to be very, very careful taking this pieces off the helmet, because I got a feeling some more residue is going to be on there, and I'm going to have to take some Goo Gone or some more adhesive remover to get rid of that adhesive. And like I said, the controller on the back and the way the wiring isn't really a clean installation. So what am I going to do for lighting on the helmet? I'm going back to the break-free light on the back of this helmet specifically. It fits perfectly. I do have the break-free on there, and if I need to for visibility, the 3 modes that's on the break-free is going to work a whole lot better. So for me, unfortunately, Lightmode's product did not work. I just thought I'd share my experience with you. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear from you. Again, thank you so much for all of you who are subscribing to the channel. Hopefully the Joker will be out. Fingers crossed in a month. We're in the first week of March right now of 2023, so I'm kind of hoping by this time next month we'll get the Joker out, and you can follow along with all the installs of all the stuff that I've just kind of got sitting in the studio, just ready to go, from the Trio exhaust right through to the shocks, the handlebars that Beth from Riker Ride sent me, the stuff that's from RikerMod.com, and of course Lori and from Ironside Customs, and along with the folks out at what am I trying to say here? Riker Evolution out of Quebec. Boy, is he busy doing all of the stuff, and you've seen it. All of these covers and everything for the Riker. He busy, busy, busy. Great gentleman to work for. So again, when you're looking for products, I know I've talked to some folks and said, boy, this guy in Quebec does some great products, but again, shipping costs to the US, a little outrageous. Welcome to my world. Stuff out of the US into Canada, shipping outrageous. And I did a whole video on what shipping costs, especially on the F4 Customs windshield out of Florida. But again, if it's a want more than a need, you really want something, you will pay that extra shipping because again, it personalizes your ride and it makes you stand out, and that's what I do. I pick and choose what I'm going to get. I always look at the checkout basket to make sure that my shipping is not crazy, but again, there are some things that you just can't control, to be very honest with you. And again, a quick recap. When a product comes in, most of the time, it's quoted in US dollars, and of course, the Canadian dollar is about 70 to 75 cents to the US dollar, so there's the exchange rate. Then there's the actual shipping from whoever you're purchasing this product from, and then if they happen to be using a courier like UPS or FedEx, there will always be some customs clearance charge that you'll get hit with as well. So when you're buying an item, you're not only paying probably tax on it, you're paying a shipping charge, then you're paying a customs and handling charge, and then it just depends on how long it takes to get to you. And sometimes stuff has gone missing. So you pay your money, you take your chances, as the song says. But again, a lot of these products will make you stand out, make you look unique, especially with the stuff that I've got from Riker Evolution and of course Lori, because again, these are all things that have my logos and things on them. So again, nothing that anyone else is going to have. And again, you have to kind of weigh what you want, what you need, and how your Riker is going to stand out from the pack. So I hope that helps. Sorry about the light mode, but we're back to break free. And if somebody else has a technology out there that works even better, feel free to hit me up at saskriker@gmail.com and let me know about your products. If you'd like me to feature them, see how they work in Canadian climes, by all means, let me know. So until next time, take care.